signals that we are getting from the diplomats that these are non-essential stuff, I don't think so. Under these circumstances, everyone is essential. Everyone should stay. To be honest, in the city of Mariupol, in the east, we have representatives of the diplomatic corps of Greece, even in the city of Mariupol, which is on the contact line, where the contact line is very close, where you can hear cannons fire. The Greeks didn't take anyone away. I'm not comparing things. I'm not comparing countries. I just want to tell you that this is such an important message. Everyone is looking at this. Everyone understands which countries of EU respond, how Britain, how the United States react. I think that embassy employees should be here. These are the captains. I'm sorry, but this is the captains of the diplomatic corps. They're the representatives of their respective countries. And the captains are the last who should be leaving the ship. And I don't think we have a Titanic here. Ukraine is moving forward. ABC News at the very end over there. And dear colleagues, it's over an hour, so we're coming close to the end, just to warn you.
You began by saying that you know the details better than any other president. So I'm interested, where, in your judgment, do you think the White House and the Pentagon are going wrong? And one other question, if I may. If you're wrong, you wouldn't be the first Ukrainian president to underestimate Russia. Have you thought about that prospect? Thank you.
I think your assessment is not quite precise of what I said. We are getting ready as much as possible to any scenario, and we have several. And by the way, your countries are aware of them, of many of them. We don't keep secrets from our partners. They see this. They see that we are preparing as much as possible. That's what I mean. Getting ready versus saying what we are saying, and specifically, are different things. I think it has to be a quiet military preparation and quiet diplomacy. There are things we do share with our partners at any case, regarding any case of possible escalation. We do all it takes on that side. It's not that we're acting as if it's not the highest level of threat. We are getting prepared for the high threats, but we understand the reality that we are in. I can't prove myself right or wrong. We see these hundreds of thousands of troops, 100,000 troops. There is no mistake there. We do see them. The risk is that there are just too many of them, that there could be any provocation and the probable escalation may be triggered. Accidental provocation or non-accidental, as you may gather, it wouldn't matter if there are casualties, and we may lose lots of people. I don't think that it will end up as it did back in 2014, because first, we didn't have this kind of army at that time, and second is that people's perception at that time was a bit different. Now, firstly, everyone is very has a very patriotic mood. Then, secondly, everyone has seen what has happened on the temporary occupied territory, and they all perfectly well know that this is not what they want. And this is why I'm saying this is the high risk, because it wouldn't be that someone will just take a bit of something. It won't happen that way. Informationally, no one will able to do what Russia said, that there was no presence of Russia there. It's just all local people. Not in this time. No local people is not prepared to take over government buildings, administrations. They are not getting ready for that, and they are not doing this. We understand this very clearly. I'm describing you some details that we're also sharing with some of our partners, something that we often know more. We know the mood of the people, and this is not just opinion polls and numbers. This is the reality. We visit these cities, we talk to people, we walk the same streets, we understand clearly and precisely what's happening. So this time you can't say that local people think that they want to live in a different way, and it's not, and Russian will not be able to say that we didn't occupy, it was civil war. This time around it won't be possible. If it happens, it will be an open war, a horrible war. We understand these risks, all of them. I'm just doing what I should be doing as the president of Ukraine.
The first part I forgot. Please, can you yes?
Was that you understand the situation better than other presidents, which seems reasonable. So I'm just interested, where do you think the White House and the Pentagon are going wrong in their analysis?
I don't think that the White House is going very wrong in their analysis. I don't think so. I think that they are participating in this informational situation that is created around our borders. And because the White House understands that there are risks, they keep articulating this, they keep supporting this theme, this topic, and they make it as acute, as burning as possible. And this, in my opinion, this is a mistake. This is just my personal opinion, because these are the signals which says that this is how the world responds, and the world responds to the information like that. Another situation is the situation with the diplomats, the question that you were asking. How would I put it? I think these are redundant and wrong steps that don't help us. Right now, they are not. These steps are not contributing to our situation. There is military support, other financial support, financial support. We are grateful for the support, but I can't be like other politicians who are grateful to the United States just for being United States. I'm saying the truth. We want to be partners and true friends. I don't want to lie to you. My problem is that I don't want to lie to you. We need to wrap up soon. One or two questions more, please.
Mr. President, Crystal Ganassi, Global News. Your Chief of Security and National Defense told me earlier this week that it's not just about troops, but about cyber attack, terrorist attack on key infrastructure. Can you share any information about any of those sort of physical or cyber attacks that have been identified or prevented?
Thank you for the questions. We have had quite a number of cyber attacks. We have prevented those, and we did manage to we did manage to restore and recommission many websites of our government institutions. In terms of the physical attacks, I think our team is strong is that we can preemptively prevent knowing that there could be casualties if we don't. Some of the processes on the streets that should have happened, our Secret Service have prevented very strongly, and our law enforcement has worked very well. We understood that there will be very strong provocations. It is true, and it was well done. I can't give details on how our guys worked in this case, but we can see that this was without casualties. There are things that we have gotten used to by now. We understand that this is a problem. It's when all the schools in Kyiv were reported to be bombs or mined. So there were phone calls warning that there are bombs there. So we understood where these phone calls were coming from. These were from the temporary occupied territories, from the Crimea. Lots of cases like this. So they're done on the daily basis. There is an action plan to make sure that we do not lose any single life, not to have any explosions in the schools. So far, we are managing to do such things successfully. But there's lots of disinformation, even about these bomb reports to the schools and to kindergartens. There's lots of disinformation, there's lots of calls, lots of warnings. We do find some of them even on the territory of Ukraine. We understand how that happens. We even found people who have come from the temporary occupied territory. The person came and they wanted to go back. They were detained. There was the consulate of the Russian Federation was put on fire. So in Lviv, in the city of Lviv, the consulate of the Russian Federation was put on fire. You understand, this is a provocation. So a very unpleasant situation. There are lots of them, but our law enforcement, our Secret Service are working on the daily basis to prevent this. So we understand that we need they need provocation every day to disbalance the situation inside Ukraine. So the last question, this road to ABC News, please, center.
Second question. There are all of these negotiating diplomatic tracks that are ongoing. Some of the most important ones, Ukraine doesn't even have a seat at the table. And Russia's main demands are posed at NATO and at Europe, not at anything that Ukraine can ever give to Russia to satisfy. Do you feel like Ukraine has been reduced to merely an observer to its own fate? Do you feel like these countries are fighting over Ukraine rather than for Ukraine?
Thank you for this question. You know, I don't know about all negotiations, although I possess quite sizable information about official and unofficial meetings of the leaders of the countries. And the question that Ukraine has been discussed by these leaders, it's clear the people meet and they discuss some of the burning questions. We want Ukraine to be the entity, subject, not to have outcomes that would influence us without our participation. But I think, according to the information that we know, so far we managed to achieve this. Our partners, I think, behave with us in a partner-like approach. Or some of the things that we mentioned today are not completely clear to us, but nevertheless, the question is who we are and how we feel ourselves to be and where are we going. And the most important is the certainty. And I'm absolutely calm when I say that Ukraine is an independent state. It's a respected state, and the decision will be with the people of Ukraine. No one will decide instead of us. Even if these leaders agree about something, I am sure that these agreements will be illegitimate and temporary in nature. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, dear colleagues. I do hope that you will receive all the answers to your questions, and thank you for your interest to Ukraine.